The physical world as we know it is becoming inseparable from the digital one. Reality is shaped by your brain's understanding of the world, an understanding that is only as good as the quality of information that it is getting. So what does that mean for us, living in a world where our information can be filtered, distorted, controlled? In the age of the internet, how can we find truth? We live in a time where the engineers who build social media platforms end up literally having control over what people believe to be true about reality. Conspiracy theories that would previously have been rightly relegated to some pitiful corner of 4chan are now capable of gaining the momentum required to stage a seditious attack on the US Capitol. World leaders are being banned from social media platforms because they have begun using their influence to spread lies, seeking their own power at the expense of the safety and trust of their followers.
We will stop the steal. I've been in 2 elections, I won them both, and the second one I won much bigger than the first, okay?
People have died because of something someone said on Facebook.
So you would say that white supremacist tied publications meet a rigorous standard for fact-checking?
What can we, an international population of burnt-out, mistrustful humans who just want peaceful lives, do to ensure our understanding of the world is accurate? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. There was a time when if anyone outside of the cybersec, like Darknet Diaries type of person said the word QAnon, I would have been very surprised. Now I hear it pretty much every day on the news. I hear it on the lips of the President of the United States. I hear it in the cry of some shirtless QAnon believer white terrorist as he gallivants through the US Capitol building. Donald Trump just got banned from Twitter, Twitch, Shopify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Discord, Pinterest, TikTok, Stripe. The r/Donald Trump subreddit was even banned from Reddit. The entire app Parler was shut down, taken off app stores, had its website kicked off AWS because it had become a breeding ground for what is your favorite word for it? I've heard misinformation, conspiracy theories, lies. Am I happy that Donald Trump was banned from these platforms? Yes. Do I think the world is a safer place because he has been banned from these platforms? Also, yes. But am I concerned by the precedent that gets set when we see social media companies unite to ban an individual? Absolutely. Because what does that mean if these platforms ever become corrupt? Putin already attempted to use this precedent to have Alexei Navalny's investigational video suppressed or taken down. And some social media companies stood strong, but some caved and did indeed start taking it down and blocking discussion of it. Social media platforms, remember, are companies, and they will only ever stand for their own best interest. Trump was inciting violence on Twitter for years before he was banned, but only when Twitter came under significant fire for allowing such dangerous rhetoric on their platform did they actually take any action. Putin, whether with the famed Russian botnet, or with more funds stolen out of the pockets of his citizens, or even with the threat of weaponry, digital or kinetic, is also capable of putting a social media site under fire. When it comes to being given a platform, apparently what matters less is the truth of a story, and what matters more is the power of the person insisting it be told. This period in history appears most empowering to those individuals so disillusioned by the state of their own reality, they have elected to reject it entirely.
Look at back there, look at the press, turn around and look at these people. Look at them. 6, they start booing.
Barack Obama is a Muslim, he's a terrorist. Nobody will ever tell me different.
We don't even know if he's a citizen.
Yeah, if you don't look at the birth certificate, there's almost no evidence there.
Exactly. Barack Obama had big part of 9/11.
Which part?
Not being around, always on vacation, never in the office.
Why do you think Barack Obama wasn't in the Oval Office on 9/11?
That I don't know. We'd like to get to the bottom of that.
And what's your source?
Just Facebook or Twitter.
What proof do you have?
I don't have any.
You don't have any proof.
Opinion.
Your opinion.
I prefer my opinion to yours. How dangerous a sentiment that is. Reason, fact, evidence all mean nothing to a person who has decided all have been fabricated.
Do I have proof? No. Do I have articles? No.
But your mind is made up without any information.
My mind is made up.
The prevalence of this mentality in itself is frightening enough without considering what it means from a technical perspective. In a lot of ways, social media, the internet, the suggestive, targeted algorithms that run both are to blame for the drastically different realities in which different filter bubbles exist. That's because these algorithms were specifically designed to get you to spend more time on whatever platform they were designed for. How are they supposed to do that? By showing you more of what you like, of course. Your eye movements, the position of your phone, the length of time you spend looking at a portion of your screen, the way you type a name in a search bar, and how often. All of these things can be cataloged and fed to some now very advanced machine learning algorithms that literally get more accurate the more data they are fed. All of this data is literally just to try and understand, how does someone behave if they like something? What thing made them spend the most time on the platform? What got the biggest reaction? That was made as a tool so that these platforms could sell advertising or even that data itself and get rich. But do you see now how that will have some very unintended, very serious consequences? What is the stuff that is the most bombastic, the most startling, the most eye-catching? Sex, violence, free stuff, extreme stuff. You've heard the term clickbait, right? Clickbait. These algorithms play to our worst possible instincts to make us spend more time. And when we spend more time, they say, oh, that tactic worked, so let's do more of that. So our worst possible instincts get worse and worse, and our extremist views get even more extreme, and so on and so on. The cycle continues. And the internet is massive. It's huge. So people who thought they were the only one with a certain shameful desire to, I don't know, brutally murder a congressperson, suddenly enter a chat room with 100 other people just like them, and suddenly that's the only people they talk to all day, and suddenly a global pandemic hits, so that fringe community becomes their only community. Suddenly it feels like the chat room is the normal place and everyone else is insane, other, unenlightened, to be feared. And suddenly it's January 6th, 2021.
We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen.
That's how people can be accidentally radicalized. But let's not forget that control of information, especially when it comes to governments, is often completely intentional. Think of China, a country whose internet is so locked down, technologists refer to their restrictions as the Great Firewall of China. Think of somewhere like North Korea, where the goal is for citizens to have literally no understanding of the outside world. Like, it is so significant, it honestly borders on existentialism. How can we prove the things we think we know? There are literally millions of people living on the same planet, in the same dimension, in the same time, and yet in literally alternate realities, because their understanding about the rest of the world, their lived experience of the world, is being distorted by how much information they can or cannot get. Like, how do I know the outside world is what I'm being told it is, what I think it is. That is why traveling, meeting people, gaining insight and empathy, that if you have the opportunity, if you live in a country where that is allowed and that is possible for you, you must do that. It is so important to me. It is the one thing that I will spend money on without feeling like nervous about it. Because it is the one thing that you know for a fact will positively influence you. Traveling to a new place, meeting new people, stepping outside and getting a broader sense of people in the world, there is no way that will not improve your perspective on what it's like not where you live. You're gonna understand something. You just are. It's just gonna happen. And that is another reason why the COVID-19 lockdowns accelerated this international division and lack of empathy. Consider this, and this is a really, really key point. Where are all these fake news stories coming from? Why would someone want you to believe something they knew wasn't true? There is only one reason. to control you. Again, think the North Korean government, think the Chinese government, think Putin's censorship in his government as well. These people do not want you to know the truth because the truth is they are less powerful or honest or singular than they would have you believe. This is why fake news is more often seen on the losing side. They don't want the true things to be true. If people didn't believe things that weren't true about Donald Trump, he wouldn't have any support. The only reason he does is because he lies, and people prefer his lies to the truth. If you buy into these stories that aren't true, you will become nothing more than a pawn in a game played by masters who care nothing about you. Information about the world is literally all we have to understand the world. Think of Alexei Navalny, started as a blogger, now the Russian opposition leader. He has been growing a base against Putin. He is now described as the man Vladimir Putin fears most. Polls still do not estimate that he would be able to defeat Putin, even if the election was not rigged. Although I will say that it is kind of likely that if the election was rigged, like, polls were probably rigged too. But anyway, one reporter estimated that the country is divided into 3 parts. One fiercely loyal to Navalny, one to Putin, and the majority middle is waiting to see which way the tide will turn. This is an example of control of information. The majority center group is waiting to receive information. Indeed, part of Navalny's threat to Putin is that he dares to present the truth in counter to Putin's carefully conducted lies on state-controlled media. Again, the best way we can fight these lies is by firmly, constantly, globally telling the truth, by going on social media and not just retweeting the article because the headline sounds like something that we would like to be true, by looking up the article and then just taking a second and looking up where it came from and looking up corroborating sources. Like I will get more later in this video into like techniques that you can use to make sure that something is true. But oh my God, if one more person retweets an article on Twitter without reading it, I'm gonna have a conniption. Anyway, on a YouTube channel with over 6.2 million subscribers, Navalny releases clear, incredibly well-researched, well-supported facts, including irrefutable evidence, first-hand accounts. His videos are meant to activate that cautious middle group.
Подписывайтесь на наш канал, здесь говорят правду.
Subscribe to our channel. Here we tell the truth. That final phrase calls to mind the subject of this video. Cyber age truth. Is there even hope for such a thing? Such a fragile, precious thing. How can we mitigate the damaging effect of the spread of lies? This all sounds so far gone. Is it hopeless? Actually, you might be surprised at how hopeful I am. Wanna know why? Because you're here. You're here. You're watching this video. Like, clearly that means that you care and you're thinking about this. Like, part of the reason these things are happening is because people don't notice them happening until it's too late. People who don't understand how these technologies work are more likely to fall prey to their distortions. That's why every time I hear someone say something like, oh, the TikTok algorithm is shadow banning me, or like they caption their Instagram pictures with something like, it's a face picture for the algorithm. That's so great! I get really excited because these are normal people discussing machine learning and suggestive AI having control over our social media feeds. This was something that I thought only like technologists like cared about, and it stressed me out that only technologists cared about it because it affects everybody. So to see everybody talking about it, that gives me hope. It really does. It's beginning to become more common knowledge that these forces are at play, and that is so good, because it means that people will treat information from social media the way they should, like a personalized cocktail stirred up just for them by some Silicon Valley techie and a semi-sentient computer, with the sole purpose of getting them to look at their phone for longer. And it also means people are starting to disrupt them. And here are some ways that you can disrupt them yourself. Google will show you different results based on your search history. Fine. Always clear your cache and cookies, and always browse in incognito mode. Better yet, don't use Google. Use DuckDuckGo. Is the search algorithm way worse? Yes. But is the platform not for sale? Yes. You'll see different parts of the internet depending on what part of the world you're in. You'll see different political opinions depending on what city you're in. Fine. Use a VPN. Always turn off the location services on your device. Sites want to track your browsing with cookies so they can see what things you're shopping for and then show you ads for those things. Dope. Never accept cookies. Certainly not third-party cookies. There's no reason for them. Always clear your browser cache. Again, incognito mode. Finally, remember that it isn't just the internet that's capable of presenting you with distorted information. As an American, like the 90% of the history that I learned in school was like basically propaganda. The only way you're gonna break out of your filter bubble is by seeking out the source of information. People who were there, people who are there, people in other countries and other communities with different values and different beliefs and dreams and filter bubbles. Make a fake Twitter account and just like follow a bunch of random accounts. Doom scroll hashtags that you have literally no interest in and just see what happens to your feed. Change the news outlet that you get your news from like every few hours, every couple days. Don't watch Fox though. Do people forget that Fox was literally invented as a platform for right-wing politicians because they didn't like normal news? They literally were like, the normal news is liberal. It's news. Political news outlets became a thing when the guy who handled Nixon's presidential campaign was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start my own news network and I'm just gonna say good things about Republicans all day. That was the point. It wasn't like for news. It was like for Republican propaganda. Do people not know? Anyway, all sources except for Fox News. Learn a different language so you can communicate directly with people telling you their stories, not through the interpretation of a translator. These are just a few tips, but the point is you have to be active. A lot of people in this brave new world have a lot to gain from your passivity. Don't let them. Like I said, you're here. You're watching this. I know you can do this. I love y'all. Also, y'all know by now, but this video was made in partnership with Grizzly Information Security Solutions. Grizzly Information Security Solutions is a family-owned cybersecurity firm, which, if you didn't know, is incredibly powerful and unique in the field of cybersecurity. Part of what that means is you do not have to be a huge company to get protected. They are committed to protecting individuals, helping you evaluate your own cybersecurity and your digital footprint, going with you through all of your social media, all of your online accounts, and making sure that everything is sealed up tight, advising you every step of the way on the best modern security solutions to keep you or your family or your business safe in your unique situation. If you have ever DM'd me or wanted to DM me worrying that you were hacked or wanting to know how to protect yourself specifically, you should absolutely reach out to them. All of their contact information is in the bio of this video and of all of the other videos that have been sponsored by them. They have incredibly reasonable pricing for individuals. Because they're family owned, they treat you like family. They will explain everything super clearly. Guys, they really take care of you. They are really a fantastic group of people. I promise you. Call them. You will have all of your worries taken care of. And if you came from TikTok or the Discord server, or if you are subscribed to this YouTube channel, this special hello is for you. I love y'all. Stay safe. Till next time.
Every piece electrified, dance of danger in the sheets, requirement unsatisfied. Come and jailbreak me, come and set me free.
Like the hello? Someone is riding a motorcycle outside and they didn't invite me. What the fuck, guys? Oh, jeez, Rick. Bro, I haven't seen like my arms in like 6 months because I just wear hoodies every day. Anyway, actually, this is so serious though. If you're seeing this, I need your help with something, because if you stay for the cutscenes, you're clearly one of the hardcore, like you're one of the people that, like I know you got my back, do you know what I mean? If you could, in the comments, if you could make just like a list of like things that you do to proof information, basically, like what do you do to make sure that the information that you find on social media is accurate and like as unbiased as possible, and to make sure that like the stuff that you're spreading is okay to be spreading, basically, because I think it'd be really great if in the comments we could just start like a chain for people who like were looking for tips. It's easy stuff to do once you integrate it into your routine, but it's not easy to get started if you have no idea what to do. So if you could literally, like, if you could just comment like your advice and stuff that was really important and helpful for you to learn, that would really be so wonderful. And I'm gonna keep making TikToks, and so if you comment that stuff, I will make a TikTok, like as many TikToks as is necessary to get all of it in and shout you out. Also, so if you do that and you want me to shout you out on TikTok, comment your TikTok username as well, and I will do that. I love you.